ABC. This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening, and so begins another week of President Bush being pulled in two directions on the economy. Pressure to take some action to get it moving again fast, and pressure from the other side to be more cautious. Mr. Bush met today with a group of business executives and said, "Tell me the way things are. Don't pull any punches." They didn't, which doesn't make Mr. Bush's political problems any easier. At the White House tonight, ABC's Britt Hume.
Despite the pressure to do something, the president has apparently decided to do nothing for now to spark the economy. But at a meeting of real estate executives today, he tried not to appear to be doing nothing.
We in the executive branch can act on our own to show that government understands that some Americans are having it very, very tough. And today I'm directing the cabinet to assure the most effective implementation of existing programs.
The president said that meant such programs as job training, unemployment benefits, small business loans. Aides later conceded there is no sign such programs are not being effectively run, but that the president was just trying to make sure.
We're going to keep working here now along the lines I've spelled out, and we're not going to do anything dumb.
By that, said aides, the president meant any spending increase or tax cut that might have the effect of increasing interest rates. After the meeting, though, those real estate representatives said they'd told the president this is no time for inaction.
This group encouraged the president to take action now and not wait for the State of the Union, to take the steps that are necessary to resolve the economic crisis now, particularly as it relates to real estate.
Still, even some of them thought there's danger.
I think that what we do has to be well thought out and has to be productive in the short, intermediate, and long term. We don't want to do anything that's going to cause inflation.
Well, neither does the president, and that explains his dilemma. The best thing to do now economically may well be nothing, but that may also be the worst thing to do politically. Britt Hume, ABC News, the White House.
On a lot of those talk shows over the weekend, a number of people questioned whether President Bush has a real feel for how people are hurting. In this recession, his supporters said yes, others said no. We asked ABC's Jim Wooten to spend this weekend in a part of the country where up until now, Mr. Bush's support has been pretty strong.
The flatland farms and quiet little towns and steady conservatism of northeastern Indiana are healthy for politicians like Vice President Quayle. He's a local boy made good.
Hello! How are you?
So what's a Democrat like Jill Long doing in his old seat in Congress? Nothing all that different. She's a conservative Democrat who knows that most people here vote their pocketbooks, not the parties. And even though President Bush won 2/3 of the local vote in 1988, the economic slide is still eroding that strength.
I think people are upset what's going on in Washington. They're mad at the president and they're mad at Congress for not doing something.
In small towns like Kendallville, merchants worry that Christmas parades won't help Christmas sales. In Fort Wayne, for the first time in 40 years, no Christmas parade at all. Shops and stores are disappearing as fast as jobs at the General Motors plant. Big losses in the industry, big inventories in the lot, small holiday hopes.
You can make a donation.
And charities are not doing so well either, even with a member of Congress asking for help.
The city isn't progressing as it once did, and it's almost standing still. It's a little bit sickening.
There are layoffs at the Magnavox plant, too, and Ken Huchin knows why. He works in a Fort Wayne television repair shop.
And we're doing a booming business, which is telling me that they're not selling new sets. They're getting their old ones repaired.
Some blame Ms. Long and the Congress, but most of them go straight to the top, to the fellow they overwhelmingly supported.
I'll have to tell you, we normally vote Republican, but we won't vote for Bush next time.
They can give as much money as they do overseas, and we've got people here that don't have food and a place to live. That's pretty bad.
Representative Long hears her constituents saying the president's hurting himself by neglecting them.
We need to have leadership from the White House to get this country moving economically again.
In this part of the country, what the Democrats are doing or who their presidential nominee may eventually be are of little interest. The focus is almost exclusively on George Bush. And for the moment, at least, he already has a formidable opponent, himself. Jim Wooten, ABC News, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
A couple of other clues today to how the economy is doing. A survey of purchasing managers indicates that business activity was down last month. Those men and women who order new equipment from desks to machine parts say the manufacturing sector has virtually stopped growing. There was better news for the construction industry. Spending for new building was up 1%. That's the fourth increase in a row. There was a strong gain on Wall Street today. The Dow Jones Industrials rose more than 40 points to close at 29.35, and the trading was heavy. In a moment, the former American hostage, Joseph Scipio, free and on his way home from Lebanon. Opening arguments in the much-publicized rape trial of William Smith, and the bitter memories that still linger 50 years.